The human-animal bond is a mutually beneficial and dynamic relationship between people and animals that is influenced by behaviors essential to the health and well-being of both. This includes, among other things, emotional, psychological, and physical interactions of people, animals, and the environment. Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're going to see he thought that he found an abandoned dog puppy. A year later, he was shocked to see what it was. But before we proceed, if you're new to this channel, remember, go ahead and to hit the bell icon to subscribe so you won't miss the informative videos we will upload in the future. Now get ready and make sure to stay tuned till the end as we dive right into the video. One day in early 2020, Kieran Hedley was walking along a beach with a friend in Bali, Indonesia, when it started to rain. The pair ran for shelter in a nearby temple, and as they entered, they heard people dancing and singing. Amid the din, Hedley noticed a small dog covered in scabs, refusing to stray from a ripped piece of cardboard on the ground. Hedley knew he needed to help her. Hedley assumed the dog had been abandoned near the cardboard and was loyally staying put, sure that her owner would return for her. His heart broke for the lonely pup. Trying to figure out what to do, Hedley called his friend at Bali Paws, an organization dedicated to rehoming stray animals. Comforted with the knowledge that he had expert help on his side, Hedley wrapped the dog in his t-shirt and took her back to the villa where he was staying. He began to notice her bubbly personality and started calling her Bubbles. With help from Bali Paws, Bubbles received treatment for her skin condition and necessary vaccines. During Bubbles' first 2 weeks in the villa, Hedley helped her acclimate to being around people who cared for her. "Those first 2 weeks were some of the most inspiring days of my life," Hedley said, falling asleep watching this beautiful little puppy that was so timid, so terrified, so scared, so fragile. Soon, Bubbles gained confidence. The dog who once cowered in the corner was now begging for playtime and constantly running around. When the COVID-19 pandemic became dire about 2 months later, Hedley was confronted with the difficult decision to leave Bali. He couldn't take Bubbles with him, so he started scrambling to find her a permanent, loving family. Hedley eventually found a woman on a trip to Bali from her home in Italy who was thrilled at the prospect of having a new friend. The woman and Bubbles grew acquainted during the woman's last days in Bali, and eventually they returned to Italy. 2 years later, Hedley traveled to Italy and reunited with Bubbles, who immediately felt comfortable around her old friend and began licking him. Hedley was amazed at how far the little dog had come. "It was an absolutely beautiful moment, one of the most beautiful moments in my life, getting to see Bubbles again," Hedley said. She transformed completely. Thanks to Hedley, Bubbles is now thriving with her new family. Hedley will never forget the sweet dog who defied the odds. "She changed my life in a very positive way," Hedley said. "She inspires me constantly whenever I think about her." Dog mom and her puppy befriend magpie bird abandoned by his parents. People were shocked. This flock of friends only contains one bird. Molly the magpie and Peggy and Ruby the Staffordshire Bull Terriers have a special bond that started 2 years ago, when Juliet Wells and her partner Reese found a baby bird in need at a dog park near their home in Queensland, Australia. It was magpie breeding season. Juliet told PUPLE of when she first met Molly. "Sometimes, magpie parents force babies out of the nest because the parents had too many or there is not enough to feed all the babies. So this one day we were taking Peggy for a walk, and there was this tiny, cute magpie baby wandering around," she added. After spotting the bird, Juliet and Reese, along with Peggy, waited at the off-leash dog park for several hours to see if the baby magpie's parents would help the bird. "They didn't want to have anything to do with this little bird," Juliet recalled. So Juliet and Reese took the baby bird home and contacted their friends in wildlife rescue about caring for the magpie. Unfortunately, none of the wildlife rescues the couple knew had space to take the baby bird, so Juliet and Reese decided to raise the abandoned animal with guidance from their experienced wildlife rescue friends. At first, Peggy the pup didn't know how to handle the addition of a baby male magpie, who Juliet and Reese named Molly. After a few days, she started to be more inquisitive, Reese said of the dog. And once Molly became curious about Peggy, the two animals started to form a friendship, which included rolling around on the ground together, Peggy giving Molly piggyback rides, and sharing nap sessions. The pair got so close that Peggy, who was in heat at the time, went into a phantom pregnancy, according to Reese, and started producing milk for the baby bird. Once Molly grew and got stronger, Juliet started posting photos of the bird's friendship with Peggy on social media. The adorable relationship ended up getting so much attention. People were shocked at the relationship between the two of them and how they were always together and loved lying together and going to sleep together. Ruby and Molly connected almost instantly after the puppy's birth and started forming their relationship before the dog was born. Molly used to stand on Peggy's back and sing to the puppy in Peggy's stomach while she was pregnant, Juliet said, adding, "So as soon as Ruby was born, she and Molly were the best of friends." Ruby's arrival has changed Peggy and Molly's relationship a bit. The mother dog is protective of her puppy, especially when it's the magpie's mating season, and Molly is more aggressive. During these periods, Juliet and Reese make sure that all the animals get the space they need to cohabitate peacefully, which includes letting Molly outside to get to know his local bird friends and environment. Juliet and Reese have not spent a night away from home in 2 years, so they can be on hand to care for Molly, which costs the couple roughly $60 a week. Why we protect wildlife. Animals and plants aren't just valuable for their own sake. They're also part of a wider natural environment that may provide food, shelter, water, and other functions for other wildlife and people. That's all for today's video. Feel free to share any helpful information we've missed in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos from our channel. Thanks for watching and see you all soon.